Good evening, welcome back, or good afternoon. It's come up to 5 p.m. On this Sunday afternoon, and if you can see the chat in the lobby, we have got two matches today in this year's 10 Ball Masters VP4 10 Ball Masters Championship. We've got a one-loss side and we've got a winner's side match. The match that's going to start in probably about a minute or so's time, and it's between Spectredawn and Jover. Jover is a player I haven't seen, but he hasn't really came up against any names or recognised names, as you would say, and in this tournament he got a bye in his last match against Hazard. Hazard stuck in Spain, and well, we'll find out and we'll make a judgment on how good this guy Jover is. He'll certainly find out himself when he comes up against Spectredawn. And then later on we've got a big match on the one loss side. Mooncake, after his, well, what I would say is a tremendous comeback from a terrible performance in the winner's side, and then he comes over to the one loss side and beats Bedhead, and well, he's going to have to play well again because he's going to be playing Cobra, and that's a big ask for him. Good afternoon, Semi, and anybody else that's going to join us. So the room is up. I'm going straight in. I'm probably going to have to change the cloth colour again. Right, let's do that hopefully before everybody dives in. Miscellaneous and blue. Now, as far as I know, both players were here. I saw Jover in the chat, and Spectredawn I think was locked away in a room practicing. So we'll soon find out how good Jover is. You know what I always look for? Always look for somebody who's using their head and thinking about what they're doing, and well, we'll find that out. Apologies for performance issues. You talked about that bloody performance the other night there, Semi-Pro. Yeah, I read that on what was it? Was it the YouTube post that you put? Yeah. Well, think how I feel. No wonder I don't play VP4 that much, because I'm half asleep half the time. I'm up at 4 o'clock every day. That's a normal working day for me. So, you know, I'm absolutely knackered. Well, now that you're here and whoever else is here, remember on the last stream the other night there, I broke the good news that I found out I was on holiday this week. Well, I was talking, well, here we go, they're both going to lag. Somebody's queue hasn't appeared. That'll be Jover, because I've never seen him before. I'll tell you in a minute. There we go, queue's finally loaded. So I presume that's Spectredawn nearest me then, because Jover's queue has just loaded on the far side. Yeah, I'll tell you the good news in a sec. I was talking to Tornado Tam when we were playing Cowboy the other morning there on my day off during the week, and I was telling him the same thing. Oh, brilliant news, I've got next week off. And I said, you know something, I thought I was off near the end of October, but I got a roster telling me I'm off this week, and I thought, brilliant, great. Well, that was soon knocked flat in its face. Saturday morning, my manager comes up to me and says, are you off next week? I says, according to the roster I was given, yes. Oh, I think there's a problem there. Then later on I get handed a new one. I am off in October, and I am off nearer the end of October, so basically I'm in at work this week, so that's cocked up any plans I had for getting any of these guys matches at awkward times. So let's hope these guys do arrange it at a decent time for me. I mean, that's not the be all and end all, but I was fairly looking forward to this week, and that's blew me out the water. Right, well, I'll tell you the other bad news. The other bad news is my shifts this week are 6 o'clock till 2 tomorrow, which I always am on a Monday, 6 till 2 on a Tuesday, and I'm off Wednesday, Thursday, and 6 to 2 Friday and Saturday. Good afternoon. Well, Spectredawn at the table. Well, it's not up to the guys to do that. That depends on time zones. You know, if they want their match archived on YouTube, then that's one thing to do. But I mean, it's not up to me to tell the guys when to do it. I can only beg and crawl. I've already done that with Albinario to make sure he doesn't play stub at some stupid o'clock time. But other than that, I've got no control over the players. That's up to them. I mean, that's why I've missed a few matches, because I've come in and some guys have met each other in the lobby and just decided to play. There's nothing I can do about that. That's why I've missed a couple. Right, so, well, Jover's got a problem to deal with at his first visit, basically. Yeah, well, I'll reserve judgment on Jover until I've seen him shoot. Once I get an idea of how he thinks, that's the most important thing, as well as obviously potting balls and moving the cue ball. But I like to see a player that's actually thinking about what they're doing, and that's unlucky, and that's probably going to lose him the first rack. Picked the line well enough, but I'm fair looking forward to this match later on, because I keep saying it, Mooncake was absolutely night and day from his previous match. His previous match was a shocker, and some of you guys were saying, well, he doesn't usually play like that, and I couldn't believe it. But he certainly proved me wrong in his next match, and well, he can only let it all go to pieces tonight, but he should be offering Cobra a good match. Now, somebody tell Stefan I don't accept PMs. He's maybe wanting a link to the stream or something, or he's got a question to ask, but I'm not going to find out. I'm just going to close that, and he'll soon learn. No point in opening PMs on a live stream. I mean, they could be saying all sorts of shit about somebody. Anyway, Spectredawn wins the first rack. Unlucky break there for Jover, getting the kick, but the cue ball scratching. And well, if Spectredawn can stun this one ball in, well, he's more inclined to let it run. I thought he could. There's the mouse going too fast again. Hold on, that's better. I thought he was just going to stun across. Maybe the angle wasn't that great. So yeah, this match tonight should be good. Again, with it being just a race to 10, Mooncake gets a good start. I'll ask questions of Cobra, and of course vice versa. What's Mooncake going to be made of when he's going to have to pull out all the stops? Good evening. Did anybody find out what Stefan wanted? Somebody do me a favour and ask him what he wanted. He's probably thinking I'm just plain ignorant, but if they can tell him that I don't accept PMs when I'm streaming, if he wants a link, then you know, if you can't paste a link to him, just tell him to go to Twitch or YouTube and type in 9ball.com. He's bound to find it. Well, 2-0 to Spectredawn. Good evening. Good evening, Mark. Welcome to any other latecomers that are scared to type. this time Spectredawn has come up dry and safe. Now Spectredawn should be in trouble here because there's an easy safety. Bank the 1 towards the 4 and 5 and get that cue ball up behind the 8 ball. That's the safety shot, and that's what I'm expecting him to play, or go the other way. But yeah, well, he's calling the 1 into the corner, which is the right idea, but he's going for the sensible shot, and he's got there. Well, that shows that he's thinking. The question is though, if Spectre can't get out of this and Jover gets ball in hand, is he going to manage to find his way out? Because all these balls have a pocket. Once the 4 ball clears, the 5 is open. But Spectredawn has picked a line. Excellent kick. Obviously hoping for a bit of luck to get good in the 2, but at least he can see it. And not having the jump cues, etc, etc, you've got to start learning your angles, or you have to start learning the diamond system, which a snooker player doesn't. I've never done it. I just use natural instinct, which either works or doesn't. It fails miserably. Well, that's just gone a wee bit too heavy. Now he could cut this 2 towards the 3 if it skims past the 6 and again get distance on this. Maybe he would have scratched though. Now how good is that? Pretty good. So here we go, and the first problem, 2 to the 3. Now loads of room up the right hand side. Now does he want to go right rail to the short side of the 3, or does he want to make sure he can get up past that 6? Right, now is that the 3 ball up there at the top of the table? Well, that was a poor shot. That was a half-hearted effort at getting that cue ball up the table. I mean, we're talking 3 foot short of where he should have been. And that's a ball in hand chances you can't throw away like that. You've got to get on the ball, and that is a wasted opportunity there straight away. Well, this has got to be either really thin in the right edge, I mean just a feather, just a layer of paint off that 3 ball, and get distance, and that's pretty good. Well, he's getting the safety part of it okay, but he's going to have to get his weight of shot sorted out to get on that. Look what he did in that 3 ball. He needs to get there. So I'm presuming one of 2 things. I'm presuming Stefan didn't want anything, and then I'm also presuming that nobody's done me a favour and asked him what he wanted, because I haven't seen anything in the chat. He hasn't quite got cover. Sorry, not online. Oh, right, I've got you now, yeah. Well, Spectredawn got lucky there. If he hadn't brushed that 9, he would have left the 3 on. Or has he still left it on? Let's have a look. No. Yeah, he's got out of jail there, Spectredawn. Well, now Jover gets a chance to sit and watch how you actually get this cue ball around the table and run out. He's going to learn the hard way. Now, this is the one that could be the problem, to get good on that 6 ball. And he's going forward, and he's left himself in bedhead territory. These are always a tester. And there you go. Well, Jover, now's your chance to show that you can actually run out a table. First, he's going to have to think. I think he's going to have to use the jaw and the ball to get out of here. He's looking to draw this. I think he should be using the rail and the ball just to get that angle, just to create the angle to get the cue ball moving, rather than trying to draw this. I don't like the draw. I think you got to create the angle, but you've got to have a good look in this pocket because it's very tight. In fact, he might be doing the right thing now that I look at that. That is way tight. Well, he's left it tough. And if he's going to run this, well, I think he's drawing this. He needs to be careful with that as well. That's a good shot. Yeah, that's the thing you need to do as well. And I've done that a load of times, and everybody else has done the same thing. You don't necessarily go up and look at the ball in the pocket when it's right in the jaws, and then you try and use the angle and you miss the ball completely. I've done that plenty of times, and when you looked at that ball there, you could see it was right in the pocket, and trying to use the jaw and the ball on that shot would have been probably useless. But anyway, well, that's it. You have to use the you have to create the angle, but that was too deep in the pocket to take that risk. You'd have to get right on the point of that jaw, and even then you might have still brushed past the ball and not hit it, because it's, if you're straight in a ball that's right in the pocket, the obvious thing is you can't do anything. You have to just draw it, but you're always best to try and create the angle when there isn't one there, if you can use that rail and the ball. Oh, it was. I've been overlooked at it. It was right in. It was right in there. It was sitting in there. And my donut's a lot bigger than a ball, remember. And if you'd even hit that point there, you'd have probably skimmed past it. Anyway, we'll never know. But Jover's off the mark. Now, what concoction is Spectredawn trying here? He's trying a little billiard onto the 10, that's what he's trying. Difficult to judge, but once again, I think he's got away with it. He certainly has. Now, let's have a look at that 7 ball if we get the chance. Now, the 7 ball is dead where it is, and this is again something that Jover is just going to open up if he's going to go all out to hit this 1 ball. Yeah, commentators, I said that ball was too deep in the pocket. I mean, remember, first of all, I said he should use the rail until I went up and looked at the pocket, and then thought better of it myself. So Spectredawn has ball in hand, and the good thing about Jover's miss shot there is he didn't disturb the 7 and the 10, and Spectredawn will be doing something silly if he tries to do anything here. Good afternoon, welcome. Oh, that's annoying. I'm never going to find out what Stefan wanted. Nobody's doing me a favour. That's really disappointing. Well, he's calling the 10. He's going to billiard again. Yeah, well, he's opened everything up now. And what's more, oh, has Stefan done a runner, has he? Oh, maybe I upset about the guy. Well, here's Jover's chance. Oh, I wish to hell I'd found out what he wanted now that he's gone. Well, now can he run through and go through hard enough to knock that 9 ball out of the way? Well, he's going to miss the 9, that's fine. And then the same problem with the 10. Well, that's the whole thing. I don't want him PMing again. I want somebody to find out for me. I don't want to open PMs in a live stream. Unless I'm sending one for any particular reason. Well, another toughie on this 8 ball. Now, looks fairly straightforward, doesn't it? And that will do. So it's going to be 2 racks all, as long as he doesn't follow the 10 in. I haven't seen Stefan on here for a few weeks, and usually when he does appear, excuse me, that magician guy is usually there as well, and the two of them are playing for $1,000 at whatever it is, straight pool or something. That's usually all they play. So Jover breaks off in rack number, what rack are we in? Number 5, and a ball in the break. In fact, 2 balls, the 1 and 2. Bill was here. Bill said hello. I think Bill was here. Are you still here, Bill? Bill was joined us on Facebook. That's a good shot if it slows down. Well, another what I call a sensible shot. I think Bill's gone. Oh no, there he is. Well, that was hard to judge. It's hard to judge at such a short angle or short distance to the short rail behind that 7. So Jover has ball in hand, and he could well be in the lead. If he doesn't get too straight in that 5 ball, he's going to have to punch this in. I certainly made sure you got out of there. Now this is into the blind pocket again. Now he doesn't really need to worry about the cue ball, he just needs to focus fully on this 6 ball. He's going to have an angle on the 7, and there's a mistake, and that's what happens. Into blind pockets, and these chances gone. He could have been in the lead, and these type of chances at this stage in the tournament, you cannot afford to waste them. You have to put them away, and you have to apply the pressure to the opponent in doing so. And that needs to bounce. A little fiddly one as well, but Jover's chance came and went with that 6 ball, and Spectredawn goes back into the lead. And we've lost the 3 ball. No shot in the 1. Now what does Jover do here? He could bank the 1 up the table, and he can try and use that 5 ball as a stopper. He's got to get the pace right though, but he could have a reasonably good snooker here. Oh, he doesn't want it to go in. That'll do. That will do very nicely. Of course, the problem ball is a 7 for anybody trying to run this table. Another awkward line to pick there for Spectredawn, so the safety is getting results for Jover, but now with ball in hand, he's the one that's going to have to deal with the situation with the 7 ball if he gets that far. Now if you look at without moving the 7 ball, then as long as you get here you can make the cut. He wants sure help with an article he's writing for a computer mag. Is that the bit I was supposed to read? Who said that, Mark? I'm actually scratching my thumb, believe it or not, because I've got a bit of dermatitis. I think that's what it is, and it's itchy, and I'm tearing into it right now to its red rot. Right, let's recap. Let's go back a few sentences, Mark. Bill, who was it? Cobra was asking where Bill was. Then Bill said he was here, and that's part of the chat that I've read. And then I read that bit about an article for a magazine or something. Who are we talking about? Oh, right. Stefan. Is that what Stefan wanted? I wish I could scroll back up the chat. What was it he wanted to ask me again? Something about VP4 in a magazine or something. I'm too busy concentrating on the table. Anyway, where are we? It's 3-2 to Spectredawn, and strong chance of taking it to a 2-rack lead. They'll need to be quick with that then, because by the time this match is done, the other one might be starting. Tell him to message it to me through VP4. Just tell him to send me a message. It'll come through in my email. Well, not Stefan, Christ almighty, Spectredawn started off with a 2-rack lead, saw that disappear, and well, he's bottled out in the 9. He was trying to be cute to hold for the 10 when he should have actually made sure the 9 got there and moved the cue ball around the table, and he's given Jover a lifeline here, and Jover's going to have to do that, but he's chickened out as well. He's not went into the shot at all. And well, I think he's got to go for the cut, and he's going to have to draw this in because he doesn't want to hit this plain ball. He could scratch, yeah, and that was his chance. And again, it was a gift of a chance from Spectredawn, and Jover did not go through the shot. He got to get that cue ball moving right round. Even if you overhit it, as long as you're down this end of the table, you're going to have a shot at the 10 ball into one of the pockets, and that's a couple of chances have gone for Jover, and he's now 4-2 down. Cannot afford to do that though. It's getting to the cutthroat stage now, where whoever you bump into in the tournament is going to take the rack out if you can't. And he's not, you know, most of the time you're not going to get that many more chances than maybe one chance in a rack to do it. And if you can't get it done, you have lost a rack. Is Jover going to keep himself together to not let this get away from him too soon? Well, he's staring at a 3-rack deficit right now. Now, what does Spectredawn do? Drop it in dead and play it long, or does he go around this time? Now, that's what he should have done the last time. But this is another little tester. It's off the rail. Just got to get this flush. Doesn't want to push that into the rail straight away. If he does that, he ain't going in. It's going in off the jaw. But it's now 5-2. And well, it would have been a lot closer than that if Jover had taken the 2 good chances he had. I think he missed the 6, was it? And then he's missed that 10. And a couple of racks, so it's already going to be a hard task for Jover. And he's had the assistance of Spectredawn already and hasn't taken those chances, so it doesn't bode very well for later on. But we will see. Well, this is a pretty good bank into the middle. Sent it to the point, but once again Spectredawn getting away with it. we've got the one lost side match with Cobra and Mooncake at 7 o'clock, which should be a good match. Now Jover trying to kick at this one ball, and well, let's look. Well, that's pretty tight going behind the 5. I think he's better going off the side where the 3 is. He could put a wee bit of left English on it just to check the cue ball to make the angle to the 1. He's going another way, but he certainly doesn't want to break that 4 and 9 up down there. He doesn't want to do that. He's got the hit, and well, it's not too bad. I think Spectredawn's just going to push that 1 to the rail and head up north. I don't think he's got it full cover. Now, if Jover tries to spin into the 1 behind the 1 ball, well, he's went for the cut. That's a good shot, and the brush in the 3. Well, he can certainly pot the 2. Let's look at the angle he's got. He can pot the 2. What's he trying to do here? What's he looking at? Pot the 2 and go round behind the 6. And he'll have a tough 3 down the rail, depending how close he can get to it. That's a good one. That's not bad. Now the problem is, having left the 4 where it is, I think he should be looking for a good safety in a second or 2. He should just be making sure he can see the 4 while he's forgotten about the 3. And immediately he's losing control of the table. And well, it's safe to say, if Spectredawn gets this in, Jover's bound to be in trouble in his next shot. Well, he sort of went partially for the pot and partially to break the 4. And again, I think he's more or less got away with it. Jover's, is he hampered by that 10 ball? No, he's okay, but the 4 ball is still in an awkward place. So, well, Jover again should be thinking about the same thing. Just focus on potting the 3 and don't go over ambitious about trying to get on the 4. I mean, there's very little margin anywhere to get on that 4 ball, and he's got himself in trouble. And good evening, welcome. Well, it's not only got to be a hit, but he's got to just hope he gets it safe, because Spectredawn could very quickly be running away with this match. And he's not called, well, he hasn't called a pocket, but it wasn't going to go near the pocket there. So ball in hand. Well, he's just got to make sure he leaves this higher off the rail than the 6, and then he's got a good angle. And the only way this will go wrong is if he ends up behind the 8 or the 9. He could take that right out of the equation by just going down the right hand side and leaving it short like that. Oh, he's not going to get there, is he? Nope. Trying to be cute again, Spectredawn, rather than letting the cue ball come up the table for the 8. And Jover's got another gift. Can he take it out? And, well, now this could be stunned firm into the middle and he'll go across between the 9 and 10. That's a shot. Now you can't go chickening out in it. You see he's run into the 10. If he'd stunned it firm, he would have avoided all of that, and now he's left it awkward. But he's, well, provided he rolls this in, he's got away with it. Now, just a mention to anybody, there is now a 10 Ball Masters, a VP4 10 Ball Masters playlist on my YouTube channel where I've added all the live streams that I've done. If you want to watch any matches, they're all on there. This one will be added tomorrow, as will the one later on tonight. Well, in goes the 1, in goes the 8, and no shot in the 2. But Jover's back to within 2, which is just keeping him in touch. And now he has a chance. Well, he can go for the cut, but can he get that cue ball out of there and up the table? He could also play the safety. Could stun that 2 ball up the table, try and stick the cue ball in behind the 7, but if he's going all out, he's going to have to get up there for that 3 ball. And that's the problem. He's now got another awkward one, and I think you've just got to hit this with enough power to pot the 3, get it off the rail and into the table. He's going to have to probably come up and down, because I don't think he can get enough power in it and still hold on that, and he's overcut it. And I don't think the 4's going to come to the rescue, is it? Not quite. I think he can knock that in off the jaw. He'll probably just have to leave the cue ball there though. I don't think he can do much, unless he's trying to just maybe spin it a wee bit. Spectredawn's trying to convince himself that he can pot it, and then again he's thought different. I thought he could have run it in just off the jaw, but he would have been, the cue ball would have been where it is right now, more or less. Well, that 4 ball could act as a guard if he wants to bank the 3. Well, he's calling the 3 into the middle, but I would be banking the 3 and skimming off its left hand side nearest us and running the cue ball down the table. See, once you've made that decision, you're giving players like Spectredawn the chance to run out if you don't get the bank. It's a big decision to make when the safety shot was there. You've got yourself back a rack, and he's just trying to give Spectredawn the chance to get another one back again. Should have played the safety. Well, in Jover's position, I don't think it's the right time at this stage in the match to be taking banks on when there's a perfectly good safety on. That's my opinion, because what's the odds that the next event is what's happening right now, although Spectredawn's the wrong side of the 6, but that's a good enough shot. It was always going to be the case that if you don't get the bank and you don't get the ball safe, Spectredawn's just going to clear up. So you're just giving it a gift of a chance. If he'd played the decent safety, these could all have been his. Now that's somebody trying to attack the game from behind. When I think a more measured approach might have benefited him there, but he's now back to 3 behind. Ball, what was that? Was that the 9 or the 10 that went in? Well, what else went in? The cue ball went in. I thought a ball went in. Couldn't have been the 10 because it's down the bottom here. But anyway, ball in hand for Jover, and well, he should be going for the 110 combo. I mean, he's not in a challenge room, he's in a tournament, and of course now he's going to look a proper numpty if he can't run out. That 10 ball was there for the combo, and again, if Jover's got this idea of Mr. Nice Guy and not going for the combo with ball in hand in a tournament, then he's got a lot of learning to do. And straight away his problem here's the 3 ball, and he's got to get the cue ball. Well, he's managed to knock it in. I thought that was tough into the middle. So the 410, and that will do. Well, it's worked out good in the end. Excuse me. Something went there, did it? Nope, dry break. Well, Spectredawn should be in a bit of bother here. Is he cutting this into the middle? Yeah, the 110 wasn't easy, but you know, my concern was whether he would get that far to the 4 ball without cocking it up. Well, he's cut the 1. 2 and 3 no problem. And when he drops this 3 ball in, he's going to have to be, well, it all depends on what angle he leaves in the 3, but he wants to just finish sort of here so that he can roll the 4 in and be on the 5. And he doesn't want to be over there. He's played that all wrong. Oh dear, that is poor. Touch like a sledgehammer. In fact, he's got a touch like Semi-Pro had the other night there. He was playing with a polo mallet rather than a cue, and that there was really poor. And he's not going to get lucky either. I'm just checking that you're listening. Well, at least Spectredawn's going to have to deal with a 4 ball, and he might end up with the angle he's got running over towards the 5 and 9. Well, have a bash at the 4-10 combo. It's going to have to be made. You skim the 4 across the 10 and hope. Hasn't called the 10, just looking for the safety. Once again though, Spectredawn has left himself open to the half decent safety. If Jover can get this 4 ball up the table, keep the cue ball down in the corner without scratching, I think that's going to be exposed as well. It's a tough shot in the 4. 6 ball hanging over the top right hand corner pocket. 5 ball in between the 9 and 10, and Jover is going to get another chance. But like that previous shot that he played there, hitting it far too hard, getting the cue ball well out of shape, he's going to have to get that together pretty rapidly. He's trailing by 3 and needs to take this out. The 5 ball in shooter's pool is pink. I think that depends on A, what set of balls you're using, Popman, because there's umpteen sets of balls in shooter's pool that you can buy. I mean, they've got the TV balls, which the pink ball is the 4 ball and the 13 ball, I think. The stripe ball, they're both pink. That's the television set of balls. But there's about got to be another half a dozen set of pool balls that you can get in shooter's pool. Oh, Concentrator he'll be annoyed at that. Or Patrick as he's known, because I think he had a 150 or something. Well, the chance is gone again. And the gap stretches. Larry, I think Larry had the highest run in the 8 in the straight pool. The straight pool world championships from a year or 2 ago. I think Larry had it in that tournament. I think his run was about 80 something. Oh aye, Patrick was playing himself, aye. Yeah. Well, Jover has a chance again, and I think he can only drop right through up towards the 10 ball here. Is that the 10 ball that's down there? Well, he's got a couple of nice kisses here that have helped him. But again, has to go through and up the table. Give him a good sight in a 5. Well, what the hell's Vince says doing playing straight pool when he should have been in this bloody tournament? That's the question I'm asking. I mean, when you think about it, you've got 5-6 days or more to arrange a match. There's bound to be some time, day or night, that you can manage to fit in a match. Well, another vital visit here for Jover. I mean, we're trailing by 3. Got to keep in touch. No luck in the break, I don't think. But no shot for Spectredawn, just to push out. Well, he's called a pocket again. He's surely not lining up a bank here again, is he? I mean, this is, if he does this, well, that's worked out okay. He's got the safety. Let me just put you right on that, pot man. Well, the only benefit is I get my after every payday, every month, we get 15% discount on our shop as opposed to the normal 10%. We get 25% off any Tesco clothing at F&F. So if I need a new pair of trainers, I just get them in there. But this club card deal thing is not as good as it's made out to be. I'll tell you why. The only benefit I get is the fact that I still get my discount on it. But I bought my you know, the ristorante pizzas. They were in the store at £2.50 for one, which is their normal price. And if you wait for 3-4 weeks, they go on offer, and when they go on offer, they come down to £1.25 when they're on offer. The club card, what do you call it? The club card discount was on those pizzas last week, so I bought 2 of them. The mozzarella one and what's the other one? The salami one, whatever it's called. And I got them for the £1.25 price as opposed to the advertised price, which is £2.50. So if I didn't have a club card and I just waited long enough, they'd come down to £1.25 anyway. They always do. But getting your getting the 15% discount on top of your shop is pretty good. That's why I always starve myself until after payday, because once payday goes through on the Friday, it's not until the Tuesday of the next week that they put the discount on for us. We got about 4 days where we can do a shop and get our extra 15% off. So that's where I pig out a wee bit. I spend a bit more. I mean, I'm actually not saving anything because I end up spending more. So so I could just get the discount. So it works. That's the whole idea behind it. It gets you spending more even though you think you're saving. Well, just as Jover got it back to 7.5, he's looking at going 3 behind again. Oh, I mean, I never buy anything. I mean, I never buy anything in Tesco that's not on offer, because I know it will be an offer. I mean, having worked in retail for 20 odd years before that, I know the tricks. I mean, it's going to be advertised at the full price for X amount of days, and then lo and behold, it comes down to half price. So you're getting it at its price, basically. So I don't, for example, my coffee that I buy, what do you call the coffee, the wee tins? What's the name? I've got a tin of it downstairs and I can't even remember the name of it. You know, the little tins, the metal tins of coffee with a plastic orange lid. Not the Azira ones, Nescafe Azira, the little ones. They do the cappuccino one and they do the Americano. Well, they sell it £5, right? I've never paid that price for a tin of coffee. Never in the month of Sundays. I get it for £2.49 when it comes in offer. Yeah, as long as you're buying the stuff that's on offer, then you will get that saving. I mean, that's fine. That's a benefit for the club card customer. But say if you didn't have a club card, I mean, the the thing is that there's a lot of folk don't have them. I mean, I could stand at the front of the store, and I can guarantee I would get folk to sign up for the club card because there are benefits to be had. I mean, if you have anything that you regularly buy, like I always like my what do you call it? My grated cheddar, the strong one, the Tesco one. I like that because I put it in toast and I put it with my bacon strips and stuff. Have it in toast. Anything that you buy regularly, you'll get club card discount vouchers through for it. So lo and behold, when I get my little booklet through with my discount voucher from my points that I've saved up, you'll have vouchers in it for like Tesco's cheese, and then whatever else you're buying regularly, you'll find that you'll get discount vouchers. So it's a win-win situation as far as that goes. Why would you not have a club card? Anybody that doesn't have one should have one, because you will make savings for stuff that you're regularly purchasing. Well, we're back to, this is a bit like deja vu. I think we've had 3 deja vus in this match so far. We've had Spectredawn getting to 3 racks in front, and well, I've just put the commentator's curse on that, haven't I? We had Jover with a chance again to get it back to within 2, and the 6 ball will go. And well, this time the bad news for Jover is it's not going to be back to within 2. He's going to be falling 4 behind. Now, with the chances that Jover has missed, if you think about this, if this was any other player, maybe the exception of one or that, any of the other players left in this tournament, this match would be like probably 5 each or something right now. Well, I've never seen Jover play. I don't know how long he's been around Virtual Pool. I don't know whether he's somebody in a different name, but yeah, well, he's thrown away far too many chances already. Spectredawn's break, dry but safe. Now there's 2 sets of balls in either bottom corner pockets here, which are good places to hide a cue ball. And if he gets the pace in that and it moves, that will do nicely. But he's not only got to play it tight, he's got to take the chances when he gets them, and that's where he's failed, and that's very often what's lacking in most players. Spectredawn was just trying to tie up the 8 ball, and he's now asked the question of jover. There you go, there's ball in hand. Let's see what he can do. But at least putting the 8 ball where he has put it has made it awkward for that 3 ball. But is jover going to get there? In fact, jover's not even risking anything, because I don't think that one went past the 9. No, he's looking for the 3 fouls. So we've already had 1. And again, if you get that cue ball tight, you eliminate many angles. And Spectredawn trying to do something miraculous with the cue ball. He's miscued. So ball in hand to jover. Now this, well, what does he do now? Is he trying to just, he needs to be careful here, get that cue ball right into the rail, or is he trying to lock it in behind the 9? He doesn't want to punch the 9, because he could just push the 1 to the 6 and leave the 1 on if he's not too careful here. Well, there's potman level. Senny Jr. Well, he's got the snooker, so Spectredawn should have the pop-up now telling him he's in 2 fouls. Is that right, or is this what? I've lost track here now reading the chat. Is that him in 2 fouls at the moment? I think he is. Well, there's nothing to say that Senny's son can't use his dad's account. There's nothing to say he can't. I mean, let's be honest, how many people are in here under a name but somebody else is using their name anyway? I mean, another member of the household, you don't know. Well, jover has again made the decision. He's decided to go for the run out. I think he's gone dead straight in this 3 ball though. He's used the rail. Has he gone far enough? I think he's going to be hampered over that 9. No, he isn't. Well, he's got to focus and get this 4 ball in the hole. Well, need I say it? Well, I'll say it anyway. He's got to take this out. Cannot afford to cock this up in any shape or form. By the way, Mark, are you still there? I meant to ask you a question there when you were saying about what you paid and or what your bill came to. What did your bill come to Tesco today, and what did you get it for? Because I've got another question after that. Oh, who was it? Who? Oh no, it was Potman. Potman. It was Potman, wasn't it? Sorry, Mark. Well. The inevitable is going to happen. Right, now how many days shop was that, Potman? Because I'm on my own, and when I go shopping, for 1 day, you're joking. I actually should have went this week and I haven't been. So I've basically got about 3 things left in the house, 2 of which are past their sell by date, which is fine with me. But last week I spent about 66 quid, and that was for a whole week's shop. and sometimes I go a second week like I'm doing this week, where I've not been for a shop. But then again, that's where the Chinese comes in handy. Well, this match is now beyond jover. There's no way back now. Excuse me. Well, for any latecomers, just so that you know, guys, this match started at 5 PM, so we are an hour and 9 minutes into the match, and in about 50 minutes time we've got the second match of this evening, and that promises to be quite a good match-up. And on the one loss side, between Cobra and Mooncake, race to 10. Mooncake, after his rejuvenation in his performance against Bedhead in his last match. Aldi. Aldi. Yeah, 50, and knowing most people that have got cats, 50 quid of that would be for the cats, and the other 7 quid would be for yourself. That's usually how that works out. See, when I'm picking shopping, it's an amazing amount of money folks spend in cat food and dog titbits and all, dog chews and all that stuff. And I'm thinking, well, I'm thinking this is probably a pensioner buying their shop, and the basket's full of stuff for the cat. And they're spending an absolute fortune on the thing. They're starving themselves rather than see their pet starve. It's an expensive business to keep a pet. Well, the thing is, if you're going to keep a pet, you've got to look after the thing. It's got to get its injections, you've got to get it to the vet, you've got to pay vet bills. Oh no, big commitment getting a pet. Good evening. Welcome to the latecomers. They're all dropping by. Well, it's 11:05 to Spectredawn, and it's just going to be a matter of time. Jover with another chance to get one back. Well, put it this way, I mean, I spend, whenever I go to get petrol, I usually put, if I judge the gauge right, I usually put £20 in it. Sometimes I let the gauge go a wee bit lower and I put 25 in it, but that will do me the best part of a week backward and forward to Glasgow. And if I was going, I mean, the problem is where I work, there isn't a bus goes there at that time in the morning, and it would take me 2 buses to get there anyway, so that's out of the equation. If I didn't have a car, I wouldn't be working where I'm working. But if I had to get a bus, it would cost me, Christ knows how much it is for a bus nowadays. I mean, but to go to Glasgow, it'd be at least, I'm guessing, 6 or 7 quid single to Glasgow. So let's be conservative and say 14 quid return. But that's just to get to the city centre, to get to Buchanan Street bus station, and then from there I'd have to lob myself onto another bus out to the store, which is about, the store itself is on the outskirts of the city. As you're heading down the M8, you take the junction 3 off to Silverburn, and that would be probably another, I'm guessing four or five quid. In a city centre bus, that probably costs just as much. So I could be spending 20 odd quid a day in bus fares, which is a no. And believe it or not, there's folk actually come to their work in taxis to my store, and I mean they're paying the night rate for taxi if they start at 4 o'clock in the morning. So they're paying like what, 10-12 quid for a taxi? You must be bloody joking. But there's no other way they could get to work, because as I say, there's at that time in the morning there's no reliable buses, so it's pointless. Well, that's if you can find somewhere to charge it. I mean, they are popping up, but there is not that many places, certainly not round about Kilmarnock, that you can charge a car. There's two points at the car park. If you know your way around Kilmarnock, you know the viaduct in Kilmarnock, the railway bridge. Well, where the multi-storey car park is, I don't know whether they've got any points in that multi-storey car park, but the car park to the right hand side of the multi-storey, sorry, not the multi-storey, the viaduct, it's got two electrical charging points. But there's probably more sprouted up in the town, but that's the only two I've seen in the town. There's nothing up around my way. There's nothing up here. Oh aye, England gets everything first. I mean, Christ almighty, we've only just had colour tellies in Scotland in the last 5 years. And even then we only had 2 channels up until 5 years ago. Well, it's 12:05 now to Spectredawn. Who predicted? Who was the one who predicted the score earlier on? Did they not give Jover 5? Well, I'll my car will give me about 345, maybe 350 miles in a full tank. But I've got it in sport mode, because I like to have that acceleration rather than bloody eco mode, where you're crawling at 30 miles an hour. You certainly save petrol, obviously, but what's the point in having eco mode when you're driving in a motorway? I mean, I'm out the house, on the motorway, off the motorway, into work, in the car, on the motorway, off the motorway, in the house. That's basically it. Well, there's a billiard onto the tent, or there's the combo onto the tent. Now let's have a look at what the billiard looks like. Oh, the billiard looks sweet to me. I would have a go at that every day of the week. Yep, nice edge onto that one, right onto the tent. And well, Spectredawn looked at the, I don't know why he looked at the combo. I thought the billiard was far easier. Anyway, why worry when you've got a healthy lead? We've got a cluster of balls near the top end of the table, so that's a bit of a mess. And the 2 ball is in amongst them, so that's a bit of a nightmare to get on. Now, is that 2-5 set as a combo? Well, it isn't now, because Spectredawn's done his best to split them, and he's got a thin cut in the 2. And well, the way the cue ball's going, he may well run into the 9. When's the new series of Top Gear on? I'm quite liking Top Gear now, by the way. I never thought I would. With what's his name? And the wee midget guy. I see they've moved it over to BBC One. I think that was a bad move. I think it starts tonight, does it not? I think it's tonight it's on, 8 o'clock. I'll watch it in iPlayer tomorrow. No, not Top Gear. The Grand Tour. I saw the clip on YouTube. I never even knew that. Nobody told me that the Grand Tour had been panned or canned, as they say. I wonder what happened when we saw that trip they did at Christmas when they were in Vietnam, or was it Vietnam, or wherever the hell it was. They were up a river with boats, and I was waiting in a new series coming on. And Jeremy Clarkson's standing crying about the fact that Amazon had pulled the plug on it, and that's it. That's him out of job now. Well, he's not out of job. He's got his Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but unless James May and Hammond are writing for car magazines and stuff like that, then they're out of work, which they probably are anyway. They're signed up to somebody. I don't think they need to worry about getting a job anyway. They've got a few million in the bank, all of them, so they won't be worried. And I think Jover can get through no problem. He's going to have to go off the rail and up the table for the 7 in the same pocket, but he's trying to help that with spin when he didn't need to, which is why he's missed the 6. He just needed to pot that and go through and get off the rail and up. Well, you don't start putting spin in the ball. Oh. Well, I'm starting to get into a habit of this, of doing it once every match. I've hit the wrong button again. But you don't start putting spin on a ball when you don't need to. No, I bet they don't. Well, Spectredawn just looking to kick in behind off the short rail, calling it into the bottom corner pocket, I presume, and that is perfect. That's excellent. Well, Spectredawn has had 2 good kicks. He's missed a couple, but they were tough angles to judge actually to kick and hit the ball, but he's had 2 excellent kicks in this match. So Spectredawn is certainly, I mean, let's be honest, if you had a jump cue, you'd have jumped at no problem. I haven't been to M&S for a while. I used to like going to M&S because how long ago is it since I've been there? Probably about 3-4 years since I've done a shop in M&S. I mean, you wouldn't go there because it was cheap, because it was never cheap. Well, we are 25 minutes away from the final match of the night, and I hope you can join us, guys. It should be a good one if Mooncake, and I say if Mooncake, can play to the same level he played the other night there against Bedhead. He was far more impressive. But I'm going to say the same thing. Like Acero, when Acero beat Bill, the big question is is can Mooncake raise his game to the similar level, because he will have to against Cobra. Yeah, that's. I mean, I think there's. I mean, Waitrose stores in Scotland are probably few and far between, but I know there was one, I think, in Newton Mearns, which is just in the very outskirts of Glasgow when you're heading from Kilmarnock. I think there used to be a Waitrose in Newton Mearns, which is a sort of posh area. It's actually quite a high Jewish population in that part of Glasgow. So, needless to say, there's a few bob going about, and I think there's a Waitrose there, but that's one place I've never been to, and nor will I either. Meanwhile, Jover is basically looking for a wee bit of respectability, but he won't do it if he keeps doing that. He's left it awkward again, just running through too far. But this time he's played a good one. Has he gone far enough there? The mouse gone again, cause I tabbed out there by mistake. Well, you get this 10 times out of 10, don't you? I mean, this isn't difficult, this 9. He looks to be drawing this, he should just be rolling it. He's digging down in the cue ball, that worries me. Yeah, he didn't need to, just let it roll up. Give it every chance to go in. When you start digging down, strange things start happening. Anyway, he's got another one back, but the bad news is for Jover, Spectredawn on the hill, and this could be his chance, because everything is available, albeit the 7 ball is a wee bit awkward, and there's a bit of travelling to be done. Well, with this shot here and this 2 ball, I would just go forward with a wee bit of inside and come right down the right hand side. I don't see any other simpler way of getting there. Forward, a tiny feather of inside is so that you come down the table past the middle pocket. That's just about there. Now, this angle here, I think he's going to struggle to avoid a 9 here. Well, he's avoided it, and that will do very nicely. That was always the doubt there, as whether he could avoid chipping that 9 ball. That would have scuppered his chances of getting up there, but he's landed well. Now again, he might play the percentage here and just leave this 5 long, but he's going to have to avoid the 9 again. I think the angle's pretty good here, that he can go in between the 7 and 9, and that is not bad either, unless it's going straight. Let's see. Well, he's going pretty straight, in fact. Let's have a look. Where's that 7 ball? And the 7 ball doesn't go past the 9, so there's a problem. Problem's getting to the 7. If he draws it back with bottom and right, he'll kick the cue ball across the table, but he'll head towards the 8 ball. And in fact, the angle that he has in that 6, there's a danger of him actually trying that and drawing into that top right hand corner pocket, having looked at it. There's not much to work with here. Yeah, that's why he's decided he's not prepared to take the risk. So, well, it's going to have to be an extremely thin 7, or he just banks the 7 and plays safe. Banks it over towards the 8, but could leave himself in trouble. Well, that's what he's done. And if Jover can see the edge of that 7, which he can just try and nudge it and get that cue ball over behind the 10. Well, he hasn't gone about it the right way, because now he will be in trouble. You've got to think about what you're doing. He had to get across the table to use the 10 ball as cover rather than trying to baby the 7 ball, because he's now just left himself in trouble like that. Well, Spectredawn could have played it better, but Jover now with the old hit and hope, last chance saloon. Well, what I'm planning to do is, providing this match finishes sooner rather than later, I'm going to kill the stream and get ready for the next one, and I'm going to have a quick something to eat if I can find anything, although nothing springs to mind, and then I'll be back here for 7 PM. So Jover has played his last shot, and he will move over to the one loss side, but he's well, he's going to be cannon fodder over on the one loss side, I'm afraid. It's not going to be easy, whoever he ends up meeting. But if he gets his act together in a race to 10 and he doesn't make the mistakes he's made today, he could always still have a chance, and that's the way he's got to look at it. So Spectredawn marches on, unbeaten so far in the tournament. We'll have a quick look at the bracket. So a comfortable win for Spectredawn by 14 racks to 6. Quick look before we go. If we can find, oh, that wrong bloody thing, hang on, where's the result? Get that up. And event bracket, which should have updated now. So there's the match that is on at 7 o'clock, Mooncake against Cobra, and over on the winner's side, oh dear, here we go, hang on a minute. Over on the winner's side, if I can get this thing to bloody travel, there we are. We have Spectredawn through, and of course Spectredawn is now waiting on the winner of the match between Stubb and Albinario. So it's going to be cutthroat to see who gets all the way to the final, and we'll look forward to Albinario and Stubb. Meanwhile, Spectredawn, well, he's sitting there comfortably waiting, and he's got plenty of time, so he's got loads more practice he can get in the meantime. And with that, guys, it's going to be a short and sweet farewell, and if you can, be back at about the top of the hour, and we'll be here for the match with Cobra and Mooncake. Until then, take care, and I'll see you later, and thanks for watching.